Time for the recap of the White Sox and their loss against the Kansas City Royals 4-3. I'm Jonathan Hood, and for my buddy David Kaplan, this is the recap of a White Sox team that lost 3 out of 4 to the Royals. So the good news is that Mike Clevenger came through for the White Sox and had a quality start, kept the White Sox in the ball game. Sox are down 3-1, and you're thinking, the Sox have it in them to be able to tie the game or to be able to win this game, and they did. And it all started with Andrew Vaughn, one of the bright spots for this lousy White Sox team. Andrew Vaughn gets on, and then Perez picks up a bat and said, what's he going to do? He gets a base hit, runners at first and third. And then Luis Robert, another positive for this White Sox team, offensively comes through and gets a double down the left field line, and the game is tied at 3. And I'm thinking, an opportunity possibly to even the series against the Royals. So what happens? The 9th inning, the Sox don't score. Bottom of the 9th, who comes out? Ronaldo Lopez. Nope. Wrong decision. Lopez is a guy, to me, that is good as a setup guy or a long reliever, but if you put him in the 9th in a big spot to hold the lead or for him to save the ball game, it's just not happening for Lopez. And guess what? The old dreaded leadoff walk for Lopez comes around the score. And it wasn't just that the Kansas City Royals won in the 9th. No, they had to do it with a little safety squeeze right there at home plate in which the Sox couldn't defend it. 4-3, and the Royals win the ball game. When you sit through a rain delay and you wait for your favorite team to come on the TV, you hope maybe they can at least tie the series. And that didn't happen as the Sox lose 3 out of 4. You know who I don't blame for this? I don't blame Pedro Grifol for any of this. I do not. Because how many times am I going to blame the manager for the White Sox ineptitude? Is it Tony La Russa's fault? Is it Rick Renteria's fault? Is it the manager before that? No. Grifol is a young manager, and he's going to make some mistakes here and there because he's never been a big league manager before. He's been a bench coach before. He's been around the game for a while. But I did not expect for Pedro Grifol to turn water into wine with this White Sox team. Let me tell you something. This falls at the feet of the players because they can't seem to motivate themselves, because they don't bunt well, they don't steal bases well, they don't hit for power well, they're not available. All these things are happening because this team is dead on arrival more times than not. And if you don't believe me, take a look at the one-loss record. Can it improve? Yeah, but like how and when and where? And who's going to be able to step up for this team on a regular basis to get the White Sox to be able to win series against, the Kansas City Royals? It's like the 2 Spider-Man memes. Like Sox fans like, we can beat the Royals. They're bad. If the Royals are bad, who are the White Sox? Seriously. Okay, so I don't blame Pedro Grifol. You know what I blame? I blame the players for not being able to step up and help this situation, and I blame Rick Hahn. If Rick Hahn worked for any other owner, worked for any other team in Major League Baseball, he'd be fired right now. But because of the loyalty of Jerry Reinsdorf and the organization, Rick is still in this position. I like Rick personally, but since 2013, the record speaks for itself. The minor league level, the major league level have all underachieved. And so my point is that when people look in the dugout and say, boy, this Grifol, he can't motivate. Look at this Tony La Russa, he can't motivate. How about the players in the mix on this team? How about the way this team goes about their business? The Royals have been hot offensively over the last 3 weeks or so. Some of that is because they played the White Sox. The White Sox, by the way, you move out the 17 runs they scored or whatever against the Reds, this team is averaging somewhere in the area of 4 runs a game. That won't get it done in a lively ball era here in 2023. 4 runs a game? Here's the problem. The problem is that this White Sox team needs a shakeup. It's not the manager. It is the players that's in that dugout that couldn't care less. And of course, a little higher. Look a little higher and find Rick Hahn. Because this team is just brutal to watch on a regular basis. I can't wait for training camp for the Bears. That way I can ignore this sad sack team at 35th and Vec. If they don't care, why should I care? It's time to turn it around. Let's go. Take that.